The end of Shannon Sharpe. Man, I like Shannon Sharpe. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a big fan of his podcast with Ocho. He's funny as hell, in my opinion. But I don't know, man. Let's see what he got going on.
I'll be returning to ESPN. I really enjoyed my time at
ESPN
all right, let's see.
confirming to NBC
My bad.
it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe.
I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. They did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that.
So we just got the biggest breaking news story that we've received since what happened to Joy Taylor. And trust me when I say you are not ready for how deep this rabbit hole goes. Shannon Sharpe just got fired by ESPN. Not suspended, not
So no more Shannon on ESPN. Bro, these two right here, like, I mean, they weren't together for that long on ESPN, but bro, they was cooking. It was hella entertaining. First Take became very entertaining in a long time, for the first time in a long time.
Not taking a breather.
Damn, man.
Because he was currently doing that, he was straight up terminated. And before you click off thinking you know this story, let me tell you something. There's audio recordings that we need to go back into. There's text messages that'll blow your mind and a pattern of behavior that goes back years that nobody's talking about. Now, a lot of you guys think that maybe I have some sort of vendetta against Shannon Sharpe because he was an to me one time when I bumped into him at the gym. But no, this has nothing to do with that.
Was he really?
Now, real quick before we get to today's video, we're giving away multiple copies of Madden 26 to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. And now that we get all of that out of the way, let's get to this story because it's a crazy one.
Don't upload your videos, team.
Shit, I gotta cut this out.
The recent news we just got. Just a few days ago, according to Andrew Marchand at The Athletic, who broke this story, ESPN has officially cut ties with Shannon Sharpe. Barrett Media confirmed this directly with ESPN, though the network isn't really providing any additional comments at the time that I'm recording this video. Now, this isn't just any firing. This is Disney pretty much saying that we're done with one of their biggest stars. And here's what's going to blow your mind. This happened exactly 12 days after Shannon Sharpe thought he was in the clear.
Coincidence? I think not.
12 days after he settled that $50 million lawsuit that we made a video on previously, but I'm going to break down for you guys again in detail because it is absolutely insane. But before we get there, I need
Alright, but bro, let's be real. I don't think, even after the situation first initially dropped, I don't think he was going to end up going back to ESPN. Like, there's just no way, bro. It would just have been way too awkward with him and the people in the building and everybody just knowing what happened. Like, there was no way he was finna go back either way, regardless. So I don't even think that the case being settled, like, that didn't even really do much for ESPN. I feel like they was gonna go another way regardless of the case was settled in his favor or her favor.
the way back to January 3rd.
It's just not a good look, bro. It's just not a good look.
One of the greatest days, if not the greatest day of Shannon Sharpe's media career. And that's the same day that this entire story really started. And that's when Cat Williams basically predicted Shannon Sharpe's entire downfall. So picture this, Shannon Sharpe sits down with Cat Williams for what becomes the most watched interview in podcast history. 89 million views and counting on YouTube alone. There's no question that this is the greatest piece of content that Shannon Sharpe has ever recorded.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
saying something because Shannon Sharpe was a media legend at this point. During that legendary 3-hour conversation, Cat drops this prophetic bomb that'll give you chills when you realize what happened next.
I want to get with a white woman because I was scared. Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. I have a reason to be scared. Could be Kang the Conqueror. Take your ass down in 2 weekends.
Now at the time, everyone thought that Cat was talking about Diddy and maybe some Hollywood people.
Oh,
As
shit.
reports would come out later on, Cat was eerily accurate about multiple celebrities facing consequences in 2024 and 2025. But here's what nobody caught at the time. Shannon Sharpe was sitting right there, probably thinking he was immune. This man had just left Fox Sports, joined ESPN, was making millions of dollars, and had Club Shay Shay exploding. The man thought he was untouchable, and rightfully so.
Bro, how does Cat Williams know everything, bro? This man knows everything about everyone, bro. Like, he knows everyone's dirty little secrets. That's crazy.
He had no idea he was sitting across from a prophet. Now, I'm about to take you through the exact timeline of how Shannon Sharpe went from the top of the world to unemployed in less than 18 months. And I'm warning you right now, there are 3 separate incidents involving Shannon Sharpe and women that ESPN knew about. 3. And the last one, let's just say the audio recordings were just the cherry on top. Now, for those of you guys that are hardcore NFL fans, and I'm assuming you are if you're watching this channel, you know that Shannon Sharpe wasn't just some random sports analyst. This dude built a Hall of Fame NFL career.
Oh, he was a dog.
He built a legitimate media empire. After his 14-year NFL career where he made about $22 million total, he was making more money in media than he ever did catching footballs. His Fox Sports deal was paying him $3 million a year. ESPN was paying similar money.
Bro, he's entertaining, bro. He's actually like a real good sports analyst. Not like none of these fucking watered down bullshit CNN reporters that they throw on ESPN, bro. Like, God, that shit is so fucking annoying. And if it's not that, they're shoving Stephen A. Smith down our throat. Like, let's be real, bro. They tore down that entire company just for Stephen A. Smith. So if you don't get him, you're getting some watered down CNN reporters. It's bad.
But here's where it gets crazy. His podcast empire was printing money. When Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless broke up 2 summers ago, I made videos detailing what Shannon Sharpe's content strategy was, and it was absolutely genius. Launch Club Shay Shay. I couldn't have predicted that he was going to launch Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, but he did that as well. And then make regular appearances on ESPN's First Take, just so you can remind daily sports viewers of who you are. Use that as a funnel to your podcast, and next thing you know, you're printing money. And that's what Shannon Sharpe did. He followed that to a T. Prior to his recent lawsuit, Shannon Sharpe was in talks for podcast deals exceeding $100 million. And that Cat Williams interview alone made him $6 million from one 3-hour conversation. BET reported that Sharpe was nearing a historic $100 million deal for Club Shay Shay. This man went from catching touchdowns to cashing checks, and he was winning big time until April of 2025, where everything changed forever. But before we get to April, I need to talk about the first incident that nobody really talks about, and that's something that happened at Fox Sports that they kept completely quiet.
Bro, is that Nelly?
Now, bear in mind, these are all allegations. Shannon, don't sue me or punch me in the face next time you see me at the gym. So let's get to the story, because this is something that's a little bit more recent. For those of you guys that didn't watch my Joy Taylor video, I'm going to leave a link to it in the end screen so you guys could get the full story about this. But according to the lawsuit that involves Joy Taylor and Skip Bayless trying to hit on Nushin Faraji, while Shannon Sharpe was at Fox Sports, there was an incident with a female production assistant named Nushin Faraji that required a settlement. Front Office Sports broke this story, reporting that Fox and Shannon settled for several $100,000 to keep an alleged choking incident quiet. No lawsuit was filed publicly, no police report, nothing, just a quiet settlement to make it go away. Shannon's team called it a light physical interaction in a playful context, but keep that in the back of your head, because this is a pattern that is about to become very important. Now, this is the same Shannon Sharpe who had that very public beef with Skip Bayless. Remember when Skip tweeted about game implications while Damar Hamlin was literally fighting for his life on the field? Shannon Sharpe missed the next show.
If you'd like to tweet us your emotions of the night about what happened, please do so. You can tweet us at undisputed.
Nah, Skip, he a scumbag for that, bro. I remember. Bro, if there's ever like such a thing of like worse, there's such a thing called like bad timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man does not understand that. He don't understand the concept of bad timing. He's just gonna say whatever the hell, whenever the hell. Bro, I remember he dropped that tweet. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for this show to start the next morning just to see what this motherfucker was gonna say. Good times, man. Good times.
Anyone by trying to do what we always do, which is talk about sports. Obviously, my partner Shannon Sharpe is not here today. I look forward to seeing him tomorrow.
And when he came
I remember all this.
That heated on-air argument where Shannon said this.
I'm not going to take it down because I stand by what I tweeted.
Skip, let me finish.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go. Okay.
I mean, I cannot even get through a monologue without you interrupting
Okay.
me.
Well,
you could have came back, Skip.
well, I thought-
Skip, just let.
I didn't know you were going to bring up.
No, I didn't want to yesterday to get into a situation where DeMar Hamlin was the issue, not getting to your tweet. That's what I was going to do. But you can't even let me finish my opening monologue without you interrupting.
This was like one of their.
Was Shannon?
That was like one of their final shows, I think, together. I don't know,
Sharpe's
but
exit from Fox
that was bad.
about Skip Bayless, or did Fox have other reasons that they were okay with letting him walk? Either way, Shannon landed at ESPN and everything seemed perfect. Until September of 2024, when Shannon Sharpe made one of the most embarrassing mistakes in social media history. So if you somehow missed this or you've been living under a rock, on September 11th, 2024, Shannon Sharpe accidentally went live on Instagram while hooking up with someone. 3.2 million followers.
Goodness
got content
gracious.
shows that they never asked for, and I would show you the clip, but the last time we did that, we got demonetized, and I want to keep my YouTube channel. So initially, Shannon claimed that he was hacked, but then he came clean on his Nightcap podcast, admitting that he wasn't hacked. It wasn't a prank. It was him being a healthy, active male. For whatever reason, Shannon Sharpe wanted to flex to his 3.2 million followers that he's a
bro, that still doesn't make any fucking sense to me in my head. What does that have to do with being a healthy, active male? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is recording like that? That's where it's like, okay, bro, like you can't. What the fuck are you doing, bro? What the fuck are you recording for, bro? Like, keep that shit inside. Keep that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not trying to see all that. We're not trying to hear all that.
Active male.
I mean, some people, yeah, but
accident. The internet went absolutely crazy. Cat Williams and Chad Johnson were among the many who had hilarious.
Some people do like that shit, I
Everybody always
guess.
talk about date your age, date your age. Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right here. Stay right.
Where y'all at?
Kai Cenat went on stream telling Shannon to put the phone in the next room next time.
Damn, my wage is crazy.
I'm at the airport. I'm at the gym.
Oh, you getting freaky.
Nah, I mean, bro, date my wage is honestly like I can honestly, I understand what he's saying, bro. Like, I understand date my wage, but bro, you're fucking, how old is he? Like 60 some, 50 some? No, you're not 60, probably 50 some. Like, you're 50, bro. You can't be saying date my wage if you're 50, bro. Once you hit that threshold, which is like 30 or something, I don't even know. But once you hit like a certain age, bro, where you just got to start sticking to the women that are your age. Like, anything outside of that it just don't look right.
You know, because of you, I always check to see if my phone is on. Like, I make sure it's locked.
But here's the key thing. ESPN stood by him. They let him keep his job. They were embarrassed, but they didn't take any disciplinary action. And that decision would come back to haunt them in the worst way possible. Now, that Instagram incident should have been a warning sign. When you accidentally broadcast yourself to millions of people, that's the universe telling you to move different. But Shannon thought he was bulletproof. ESPN had his back. His podcasts were crushing. He was about to sign that $100 million deal. He had no idea that in just 7 months, a woman would file a $50 million lawsuit that would end his mainstream media career forever. And the details of this lawsuit are
what a damn shame.
Wild. So on April 24th,
what a damn shame.
A woman using the pseudonym Jane Doe files a lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe. But this wasn't just any lawsuit. This was a $50 million civil lawsuit accusing him of essay and battery, an intentional infliction of emotional distress. The woman, later revealed to be OnlyFans model Gabrielle Zuniga, was represented by attorney Tony Busby, the same lawyer who went after Deshaun Watson. According to CNN's reporting, she alleged that Shannon Sharpe violently assaulted her while blatantly ignoring her requests for him to stop in October of 2024 and again in January of 2025.
So Shannon Unc is 56. How old is she? I don't know.
It's absolutely insane because Shannon Sharpe thought it would be a good idea to release the text messages between him and this OF girl. And honestly, you don't have to be a genius to know what's going on here, and I'm just gonna warn you guys, if for whatever reason you get triggered by explicit text messages, then this is your opportunity to skip ahead 2 minutes in this video. And bear in mind, these were released by Shannon Sharpe. So Gabriela Zuniga in a text message to Shannon Sharpe on October 7th, 2023. I know you missed this big juicy app. It's $25K for each cheek. Now pay attention to what Gabby says to Shannon here. Only if you put
crazy,
that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want. She would then say, I want you to put a big black baby in me, and you better crave it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you.
All right, bro. We've heard all this.
Set me up for life. And the fact that Shannon Sharpe was oblivious to that will always just be very funny to me. But it would get even worse from here. For some reason, Shannon's team thought that this would prove that everything was consensual, but Tony Busby had his own evidence. And when I tell you about these audio recordings, you'll understand exactly why Disney had to let go of Shannon Sharpe. Here's where everything changed. Busby released audio recordings of phone calls between Shannon and this woman, and these recordings were absolutely damning. In one recording, you can hear the woman say, "Don't manipulate me." And Shannon's response is not so great.
If you said that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Guys, when you're working for Disney and there's audio of you threatening to choke
bro, what the fuck? Nah, that is... I mean, I've heard that recording before, bro. But like to this day, it just sounds crazy, bro. Like they sound like they don't even fuck with each other. It sounds like Unc don't even like her. He just want to pull up on her and choke slam the bitch. Ooh, my butt itches. Nah, but that's crazy, bro. He said, "No, you don't have a choice. I'm gonna choke slam your ass."
Mickey Mouse does not play that game. But wait, there's more. Remember that Fox Sports settlement I told you about earlier? Now you kind of see a pattern here, right? Shannon tried to fight back. On April 22nd, he released a video calling the whole thing a shakedown.
This is a shakedown.
Can I get... Man, I gotta get an ad blocker.
But you know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation.
But here's the part that had the internet roasting him for days. Shannon accidentally posted this statement as a screenshot of a text message from his legal team instead of just copying and pasting it. People were making fun of him for not being able to post a statement correctly while fighting for his own career. And 2 days later, Shannon Sharpe announced that he was temporarily stepping away from ESPN. And he said he'd be back for the NFL preseason. ESPN put out a statement saying that this is a serious situation and we agree with Shannon's decision to step away. But here's what most people don't know. NBC Sports reported that ESPN was ready to pull him off the air anyway. Now, Stephen A. Smith saw the writing on the wall immediately. In May, he told Big Boy TV that he knew Shannon couldn't stay on the air, but was hopeful for a return. But according to Awful Announcing, Stephen A. Smith also explained the reality of working for Disney.
I've been at Disney since October of 2003. I know this place. I know the worldwide leader that is ESPN, who's under the umbrella of this. And it wasn't difficult for me to figure out what was transpiring.
Stephen A. knew that Disney has morality clauses that forbid.
Sounds like he's cooked, chat.
And with Shannon's history piling up, the writing was on the wall. You fast forward to July 18th, 2025, after 3 months of legal warfare, and the case gets settled. ESPN reported that both sides reached a mutually agreed upon resolution for an undisclosed amount. The lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice, meaning that she can't refile. No criminal charges were filed. Both sides put out a joint statement acknowledging that they had a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. For 12 days, Shannon Sharpe probably thought he dodged the bullet. The legal drama was over, he could return to ESPN, get that money, and he was probably already planning his comeback.
Unc thought he was headed back.
No idea what ESPN executives were discussing.
Unc thought he was gonna make a 3-1 comeback on him. That's a damn shame, Unc. Hopefully you stay away from them young little girls now, bro. That's crazy.
Then on July 30th, 2025, around 11:45 a.m. Pacific time, Andrew Marchand drops the bomb. ESPN has cut ties with Shannon Sharpe. Not suspended, not on leave, fired. TMZ would confirm it immediately. The Wrap reported that it was a $50 million settlement that ultimately sealed his fate.
To get started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really want it to be about him, and I want it to be about my family. Coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, you know, it didn't happen that way. As I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. I really enjoyed
Yeah, bro. I was watching the Hall of Fame game last night. Fucking Chargers smacked the Lions. And they had his brother on there because he got inducted to the Hall of Fame. And yeah, bro, they're close as fuck, Chad. I ain't gonna lie. They're hella close. But shit, yo, bro, I wonder if he ever tells his brother, like, yo, what do you stop fucking with them little girls, man? Like, stop fucking around with them little ass girls, bro. Go get you a MILF, bro. Or like, I don't know, bro. Go do something, gang. Like,
time at ESPN, it gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow.
His last social media posts were celebrating his brother Sterling's Hall of Fame induction. Dude was literally posting whiskey bottles and family photos while ESPN was preparing to end his career. And here's what people need to understand. This wasn't just about one lawsuit. This was a pattern that Disney simply couldn't ignore. The Fox Sports choking settlement that required hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep quiet. The Instagram Live incident that embarrassed the brand. The lawsuit with audio recordings of threats. And Shannon completely botching his defense in a case that he should have easily been able to win. ESPN can handle one controversy, but they can't handle a pattern, and they definitely can't handle audio recordings of their talent threatening to choke someone while working for Disney. The Washington Post confirmed that this decision came from the highest levels. This wasn't just some impulsive middle management call. This was Disney saying that we're done and we want nothing to do with this guy. So where does Shannon go from here? His traditional TV career is probably over forever. If ESPN fired him, Fox won't take him back after that.
He's cooked.
Situation. NBC, CBS, they're not touching this baggage with a 10-foot pole. But here's the thing, and I'm being dead honest, Shannon probably doesn't need them. His podcast empire is still intact. Club Shay Shay has almost 4 million YouTube subscribers. Nightcap with Chad Johnson still pulls numbers. He owns all of his content. The question is whether advertisers will stick around. Some sponsors already left during the lawsuit, according to industry reporters. That $100 million deal, Awful Announcing reported that it collapsed when the legal drama started. But Shannon could go fully independent. I mean, look at what Dan Le Batard did after ESPN. Look at Pat McAfee. He left traditional media and built his own thing, then got ESPN to pay him $85 million to come back on his terms. Amazon's looking for sports content. Netflix just got into live sports. FanDuel TV still exists. These platforms care more about views than controversy. Speaking of which, Amazon, Netflix, I'm sorry, FanDuel TV, we can't work together. If you guys are looking, my email's in my About Me section, but let's go back to where this started. Pat Williams, the man sat across from Shannon Sharpe on January 3rd and basically predicted his entire downfall. All lies will be exposed, he said. And 18 months later, here we are. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this story.
Nah, come on, Amazon. Go ahead and pick up that boy microphone. I would love to see that. Nah, but that is crazy, chat. Shannon Sharpe is no longer on ESPN. Sucks to see that, man, because he's very entertaining. You know, for those of y'all who actually watch sports and ESPN, y'all know, bro, we ain't got many personalities on ESPN anymore. You know what I'm saying? We got Stephen A. Smith and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, like, they got Mike Greenberg, but nah, really, it's just like Stephen A. Smith. So this kind of stinks, bro. That sucks.